Every time you heat food in plastic, you are not just warming your meal, you are performing a silent, unwanted chemical extraction directly into the very sustenance you are about to consume. Today, we decode the invisible language of your kitchen, the secret messages exchanged between plastic and your dinner. We will uncover precisely how two pervasive chemical classes, phthalates and bisphenol A, commonly known as BPA, detach from your everyday plastic containers, especially when exposed to heat, and insidiously infiltrate your food. You will understand the exact pathways these compounds take into your body and why they pose such a profound challenge to your internal biological harmony. Imagine your body as a perfectly tuned orchestra. Hormones are the conductors, sending precise signals to every section, dictating growth, metabolism, reproduction, and even mood. They operate on a delicate system of specific chemical keys fitting into equally specific cellular locks. But what happens when foreign, artificial keys are introduced into this sophisticated system? This is the insidious mechanism of endocrine disrupting chemicals. These aren't just vague pollutants, they are synthetic agents, purpose-built to mimic or block your body's natural hormonal messengers. Take the plastics in your food storage. Many are made flexible and durable by a class of chemicals called phthalates, the very same compounds often abbreviated as DEHP or DBP on obscure labels. BPA, on the other hand, is a foundational building block for hard, clear plastics like polycarbonate, often used in rigid containers and water bottles. The critical, often overlooked detail about these compounds is that they are not chemically bonded into the plastic matrix. Think of them less like bricks cemented into a wall and more like tiny, restless molecules loosely held within a soft gel. They want to escape, and what makes them truly flee their plastic prison? Heat. When you place a plastic container, particularly one not specifically designed for high-temperature use, into a microwave or fill it with hot food, the plastic itself begins to subtly warp at a molecular level. The energy from the heat increases the vibration of these loosely bound phthalate and BPA molecules, giving them the kinetic energy they need to break free. They then diffuse from the plastic, through the interface, and directly into your soup, your leftovers, your baby's puree. It's not a hypothetical risk, it's a demonstrable physical process. Research published by Cow and colleagues in 2010 in the Journal of Food Protection meticulously detailed this migration, showing varying rates of phthalate transfer from different plastic packaging materials into food simulants, with temperature playing a decisive role in accelerating the release. This isn't just about melting plastic, it's about microscopic chemical liberation. What are the containers you're using right now? Once inside your body, these liberated chemicals embark on a cellular subterfuge. Phthalates, for instance, can interfere with androgen pathways, disrupting the production of testosterone. BPA is notorious for mimicking estrogen, binding to estrogen receptors and sending false signals throughout your endocrine system. Your body, meticulously programmed to respond to its own internal signals, suddenly finds itself receiving garbled, distorted instructions. It's like a conductor trying to lead an orchestra where half the instruments are playing notes from a different score and the other half are simply silent. Your body cannot distinguish these imposters from its own crucial messengers, leading to a cascade of downstream effects that can subtly, yet profoundly, alter biological functions. This isn't just about a subtle misstep in your body's delicate balance. It's about a persistent, low-level assault that can fundamentally rewrite your internal programming. Imagine the human body's hormonal system as a finely tuned communication network, with hormones acting as vital messages. When these chemicals, these endocrine disruptors, enter the bloodstream, they act as saboteurs. They can mimic your natural hormones, fitting into cellular receptors like a skeleton key, unlocking responses that shouldn't be triggered. Or, conversely, they can block real hormones from binding, effectively silencing critical biological instructions. What are the tangible consequences of this silent disruption? A landmark investigation by Swan and her team in 2008, published in Environmental Health Perspectives, unveiled a significant correlation between environmental phthalate exposure and adverse impacts on male reproductive function. Specifically, their findings indicated connections to altered sperm quality and reduced anogenital distance, a biomarker of prenatal androgen action, painting a clear picture of developmental disruption. This isn't a minor tweak. This is a fundamental interference with the very blueprints of human development and fertility. We're talking about an entire system that can be thrown off course, often without any immediate, noticeable symptoms to connect the dots. You might experience inexplicable fatigue, subtle shifts in mood, or challenges with fertility, never once suspecting that the culprit might reside in the convenience of your kitchen. The industry's response to these revelations is often predicated on a complex argument of safe exposure levels and microwave-safe labels. This is a scientific reframe that turns an industry safety claim completely upside down. The term microwave-safe on a plastic container primarily refers to its physical integrity, whether it will melt or warp under heat. It does not inherently guarantee chemical inertness or freedom from molecular migration. This label tells you nothing about the leaching of endocrine-disrupting chemicals into your food. This fundamental distinction is often deliberately obscured, leaving you to assume that if the container survives the microwave, its contents are chemically untainted. The regulatory frameworks, designed decades ago, often struggle to keep pace with modern chemical science and the cumulative effects of pervasive, low-level exposures. They are often reactive, not proactive, necessitating irrefutable proof of harm before action is considered, rather than demanding proof of safety before widespread adoption. This creates a vast, perilous gap between what is scientifically documented and what is legally disclosed. This is why even infant products, designed for our most vulnerable, have historically contained these compounds, bypassing critical safety assessments for long-term developmental health, purely by technical definitions and regulatory loopholes. Consider for a moment the sheer scale of this regulatory oversight, but you have the power to protect your household, starting today, with 3 specific, actionable steps. First, eliminate plastic food storage containers wherever possible. Replace them with glass, stainless steel, or ceramic alternatives. These materials are chemically stable and do not leach hormone disruptors into your food, even when heated. This shift is not just an upgrade, it is a fundamental re-evaluation of your food's safety environment. Second, never heat food in plastic, even if the label claims it is microwave safe. Transfer your food to a glass or ceramic dish before microwaving, oven reheating, or adding hot liquids. The convenience of heating directly in plastic is simply not worth the chemical compromise. This avoids the precise mechanism of heat-induced molecular migration we've just discussed. Third, become a diligent label investigator. When you do purchase plastic, look for products made from polypropylene, often indicated by a recycling symbol 2 or 5, or high-density polyethylene, a recycling symbol 4, as these are generally considered more stable and less likely to leach than polycarbonate, often 7, or PVC 3, though even these are not entirely inert. Crucially, avoid anything labeled BPA-free and mistakenly believe it's entirely safe. Many manufacturers simply replace BPA with structurally similar chemicals like BPS or BPF, which can exhibit similar endocrine-disrupting properties. Always prioritize non-plastic options. From this moment on, your kitchen will never look the same. Your microwave isn't just an appliance for convenience, it's a chemical catalyst. Your food containers aren't just storage vessels, they are potential conduits for unseen compounds. Your shopping cart isn't just filled with groceries, it's a landscape of choices, each with a hidden story. You are no longer just a consumer, you are an informed investigator, armed with critical knowledge that empowers you to safeguard your internal world. Stay with us as we continue to shine a light into the obscured corners of consumer products. We have just uncovered how the very containers in your kitchen can secretly disrupt your body's most delicate chemical balance. But this is just one piece of a much larger puzzle. Many other common, seemingly innocuous items you touch, wear, or use every single day are silently introducing similar, equally potent, and equally hidden threats into your personal space. The next investigation will delve into another buried secret, something you interact with constantly, something you have never questioned, and it will change how you view your daily routine forever.